For the Adolescent Risk and Resiliency assignment for Social Work 331 with Professor Myrick, I decided to compare Isis Sapp Grant to Regina George from Mean Girls. Both of these high school-aged women were similar in their desire for power. They were feared and were well known throughout their community. They were a part of gangs/cliques, so Regina was a part of the Plastics, and Isis was a part of the Deceps. They did not care if they hurt anybody who they encountered, and they were very prideful of their association with their group. Some differences between these two women are Isis, she resorted to violence, so she robbed many people, physically harmed them, and did not care if she did or not. She skipped school on many occasions, she did not care for her own life, and she continued violence as protection from others seeking revenge for her past behaviors. As for Regina, she was attacking through verbal bullying, so her and her friend group had a burn book where she and her friends wrote disrespectful comments against specific people, and she also talked bad about individuals and her close friends to their face and behind their backs. Everyone loved Regina and wanted to be her or a part of her group. She comes from wealth, and she played a victim in many of the situations that she caused harm to another individual. Risk factors for these two individuals were they were raised by single mothers. There was a lack of parental supervision. For Isis, her mother did not provide her with necessary attention nor affection, whereas Regina's mom was very overbearing, but she was very permissive. They didn't have a full understanding and love for themselves. There were no role models present in their lives, and there was no support system even within their friend group. They surrounded themselves with people who encouraged these behaviors, so both their friend groups would be verbally abusive or physically aggressive toward others, and it was a whole group dynamic. Everyone participated, not only these two individuals. And both Isis and Regina lacked empathy. They were very controlling, and they blamed the victims for their own personal behaviors. Even through all their life challenges, they were very resilient in the end. Both experienced trauma that helped them recognize they needed change. So for Isis, she encountered many deaths within her friend group and was arrested, and her mother at one point said that she wanted her to live and she wanted her to change, so that made her change her behaviors. Where Regina was hit by a bus, and many people confronted her about how much she was detrimental to their lives and to their mental health, so she decided to change from that. Individuals present fostered positive support. So for Isis, she had 4 individuals. It was a teacher, 2 teachers, a policeman, and her mother, who were very present in her life and wanted her to change, and they helped her change. Where Regina had her friend group and Katie Harron to help her change for the better. They apologized to the ones they hurt and stopped their mean behaviors, and they were agents of change in their own lives. For Erik Erikson's identity stage of psychosocial development, both Regina and Isis are at the adolescent stage, so they would fall under the identity versus role confusion stage. During this stage, adolescents explore their independence and develop a sense of self. Those who receive proper encouragement and reinforcement through personal exploration will emerge from the stage with a strong sense of self and feelings of independence and control. Those who remain unsure of their beliefs and desires will feel insecure and confused about themselves and the future. Both Isis and Regina were trying to figure out and understand themselves. There were moments where Isis was encouraged by her gang to continue the violent acts, and she felt strong and in control. As for Regina, her classmates' attitude towards her gave her confidence and in control of every situation. Their group association influenced their behaviors. Their continuous association within their group also shaped their identity. They began to feel that the person they were was the person they were supposed to be. We come to learn that Regina and Isis were confused in their identity. It took a life-altering experience for them to challenge their identity and later change their ego. And various interactions and challenges they face help them recognize their real identity. And these are my references. Thank you so much.